This video is sponsored by Pro Writing Aid. More about them later in the video. I don't think the author used an editor for this. It had a lot of blatant errors and just plain terrible writing, run-on sentences, and blathering. How this got past the author and the editor and all the glowing reviewers, I can't believe any of them actually read the book. Sloppy and overhyped. Because it was so poorly written, I was surprised to find that this was not self-published. It is badly in need of editing. These aren't my words. Those are real reader reviews posted on Amazon. And here's the ugly truth. Reviews like these will bury your book. Readers don't forgive sloppy editing. They don't shrug off careless mistakes. They close your book, they leave a 1-star review, and then they warn other readers to stay far away. It doesn't matter if your story is brilliant. It doesn't matter if your marketing is on point. If your editing fails, your book fails. Period. Let's talk about the top 10 editing mistakes that kill book sales. These are the landmines that trip up new authors, experienced authors, and yes, even the ones backed by publishers. In no particular order, let's start with mistake number 1. Ignoring grammar and spelling. Nothing screams amateur faster than basic grammar and spelling errors. Readers don't care how long you worked on your book or how deep your story is if they keep tripping over mistakes. Every typo yanks them out of the story. Every misused word chips away at their trust, and once that trust is gone, so are your sales. Here's the hard truth. Readers assume if you can't handle the basics, the rest of your book isn't worth their time. They'll stop reading, leave a 1-star review, and tell everyone else to avoid you. A single misspelled word on the first page can cost you dozens of sales. Now you might think, it's just 1 or 2 errors, no big deal. But to a reader, 1 error means there are more waiting. They didn't pay for a rough draft. They paid for a finished book. If your book looks careless, they'll assume you are careless. Grammar and spelling are the foundation of professional writing. Ignore them, and you'll build your author career on sand. Inconsistent formatting and style. Now, you might think readers do not notice formatting, but they do. They notice when dialogue tags are formatted one way in one chapter, in another way in the next. They notice when one section has double-spaced paragraphs and another is single-spaced. They notice when italics randomly disappear or quotation marks change styles halfway through the book. These things might seem small, but they add up. Inconsistencies pull readers out of the flow, and the more it happens, the less professional your book feels. Readers may not be able to name the exact issue, but they'll know something is off. And when a book feels sloppy, readers are far less likely to recommend it to others. Consistency builds trust. When your formatting, punctuation, and style stay uniform, the book feels polished. Ignore it, and your book looks amateur, even if the story itself is solid. Overwriting and fluff. One of the fastest ways to lose readers is by giving them too much. Long-winded explanations, repetitive phrases, and scenes that drag on all wear readers down. Instead of being immersed in your story, they get stuck wading through the excess words. Readers want clarity, not clutter. They want each sentence to move the story forward, reveal character, or build atmosphere. You overwrite, the purpose gets lost under layers of fluff. A simple point that should take 1 sentence ends up stretched across 3, and by then your reader has already checked out. Overwriting does more than slow the pace. Makes your book feel unedited, like you were too close to your own words to cut what did not belong. A strong edit trims the fat so the meat of your writing shines. If you cannot kill your darlings, your readers will kill your sales. Weak sentence variety and pacing. Even great stories can fall flat if every sentence feels the same. When all your sentences are long and winding, readers get tired. When they are all short and punchy, the writing feels robotic and choppy. Readers crave rhythm and variety. Pacing works the same way. If your scenes drag with page after page of slow description, momentum dies. You rush through every moment without pause, nothing has weight. Balance is what keeps readers engaged. You need short, medium, and long sentences mixed together. You need quiet beats of reflection and fast bursts of action. When your sentence structures repeat, readers notice. They may not point to the exact problem, but they will say the writing feels off. Editing for sentence variety and pacing turns a flat manuscript into one that breathes. If you ignore this, readers will struggle. Many will quit before the end. Relying only on self-editing. Now, every author falls into the same trap. You finish your draft, you read through it a few times, and you convince yourself you have caught everything. But you haven't. You can't. Your brain knows what you meant to write, so it automatically fills in gaps and skips over mistakes. That missing word? You see it even when it's not there. That repeated phrase? Your mind edits out before your eyes do. Self-editing with only your eyes is never enough. Smart self-editing means bringing in tools and systems that catch what you miss. That's where Pro Writing Aid makes a difference. This is not just another spell checker. It digs into your writing on a deeper level. It will flag grammar errors, typos, and misused words, but it also points out style problems, pacing issues, and readability concerns that other programs completely miss. It is a jet-fueled author toolkit built to make your writing stronger. The free plan alone is worth using right now. You can run your manuscript through it and instantly see repeated words, vague phrasing, and clunky sentences you might never have noticed. It's like having a second set of eyes on demand anytime you need it. And when you're ready to take things further, the Premium and Premium Pro plans open up even more power. You will get in-depth reports plus advanced tools that help you tighten your prose line by line. And whether you use the free or premium plans, Pro Writing Aid integrates directly with Word, Google Docs, Apple Pages, web browsers, and so much more. With my link, you can save 10% on your yearly plans. Just head over to dalelinks.com/PWAEdit. Sign up for the free version today and grab the discount if you decide to upgrade later. Relying only on yourself is the mistake. Leveraging the right tools is what turns a rough manuscript into something polished and professional. Neglecting readability. Some authors confuse complexity with quality. They think long sentences packed with big words make their writing look more professional, and I've been there, done that, got the t-shirt. In reality, these lengthy sentences are harder to read. Readers are not impressed when they have to fight their way through your sentences. They're frustrated. Readability is about how smoothly your words flow and how easily readers can understand them. If your sentences are too dense, if you bury meaning under layers of jargon, or if your paragraphs feel like walls of text, readers give up. They do not leave glowing reviews about how smart you sounded. They leave warnings that your book was a slog. Good editing means checking how readable your book really is. Shorter sentences, active voice, and clear word choices often win. When your text is smooth and accessible, readers fly right through it. When it's not, they put the book down and rarely come back. Not editing your book description. Yep, bet you thought I was going to just focus on the book's content alone. Many authors obsess over editing the manuscript, but forget that the book description is just as important. Your blurb is the first sample of your writing that most readers will see. If it is full of clunky sentences, weak phrasing, or worse, typos, you have lost the sale before they even think about clicking buy. Think about it. Reader lands on your book page. Curious enough to read the description. That description has to do two things: prove you can write and convince them to buy. If errors sneak in, you fail both tests. Readers assume the book itself will be just as sloppy. A polished description shows you care about quality. It demonstrates that you respect the reader's time and money. If you will not edit the one piece of text meant to sell your book, why should they trust you with 200 or more pages? And you'd think this wouldn't be a problem. It is! I've seen countless books from indie authors that looked like they weren't interested in selling their books. Consistency in story details. Readers notice the little things, and when those details shift, it shatters their trust. A character with blue eyes in Chapter 3 should not suddenly have green eyes in Chapter 9. If a city is 2 hours away early in the book, it cannot become a 30-minute drive later without explanation. These lapses might feel small when you're writing, but to readers, they stick out like flashing lights. Consistency is one of the easiest ways to keep readers immersed, yet it is one of the easiest mistakes to make. Authors get caught up in the draft and forget about what they wrote 20 chapters earlier. The result is a book that feels careless. When readers spot these errors, they stop focusing on your story and start questioning your reliability as an author. And once they stop trusting you, they stop buying from you. Skipping professional or outside feedback. No matter how sharp your editing skills are, you cannot catch everything on your own. At some point, you need another perspective. That can mean beta readers, critique partners, or a professional editor. Each one brings fresh eyes that see what you have been blind to for months. Authors who skip this step often convince themselves their book is fine. But when readers point out plot holes, character inconsistencies, or awkward phrasing in reviews, it's clear that fresh eyes were missing. What you thought was polished was really unfinished. Getting outside feedback is not about hurting your ego. It's about protecting your sales and your reputation. When you bring others into your process, they strengthen your book in ways you cannot on your own. Ignoring this step is like asking readers to be your unpaid editors, and they will not thank you for it. You're wondering where to start? Keep it simple. You can connect with beta readers in online writing groups or genre-specific communities, find critique partners through local author meetups, or hire professional editors through trusted freelance marketplaces or through referrals. The point is not where you find help, but that you make the choice to get it before publishing. Publishing too fast. Speed can be tempting. Finish a draft, you get excited and you want to hit publish right away, but rushing is one of the fastest ways to ruin your book's potential. When you skip proper editing and feedback cycles, errors slip through. Readers will spot them instantly and their reviews will reflect it. Publishing too fast gives you short-term satisfaction but long-term damage. A sloppy release leads to poor sales, negative reviews, and a reputation that is hard to recover. Readers rarely give an author a second chance after a disappointing first impression. Quality takes time. Build in space after finishing your draft. Step away for a week, then return with fresh eyes. Run multiple passes, each focused on a different layer, from grammar and readability to pacing and consistency. Get outside feedback. Double check your description and formatting, and a little patience on the front end prevents months of damage control later on. Fast is fine when the book is ready, but fast without proper editing is just another way to sink your sales. If you want a simple step to take right now, grab the free plan of Pro Writing Aid. It will give you the extra set of eyes you need before you publish. And remember, if you ever decide to upgrade to Premium or Premium Pro, my link gives you 10% off for yearly plans. Just go to dailylinks.com/PWAedit. Now that you know the editing mistakes that kill book sales, the next step is tightening up your prose. Check out my video on how to write cleaner, stronger sentences instantly. Or check out this other video where I spoke with the team at Pro Writing Aid about their latest feature called manuscript analysis. It's actually really cool. I'll see you in either of those videos.